guys, TJ here. I'm signing back on to the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic is dead, I think. Maybe. He's at least unconscious. And now we gotta look around for clues and figure out what Knuckles knows. Clearly we won't be able to give the game Super Monkey Ball a try. Do you think it broke when the train sped up? The damages looked more to be caused from punches? Who could have done that? Gee, maybe it's the yeah. What are you two looking at me for? Smashed arcade, add to inventory. Something's always hidden in the trash. This one is empty as well. I'm starting to think your theory on something always being hidden in the trash is flawed. It's only a matter of time, Tails. Have faith. As they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I think Tails is ignoring me. Ah, the bowl of assorted nuts. The classic saloon snack. Kinda bland. Seems like someone licked all the salt off him. What? Or maybe they're just unsalted. The robotic arms here are really helpful. What's Nero doing to my hair? He fixed it up a bit. That's incredible. What interesting tech. Uh-oh. Should I fear for my job a little bit? How about cooking a microwave? Decent cash reward for finding this robot. Maybe I'll keep an eye out. Is that Omochow thing? Poor Omochow. Hate to see them like this. What they do? Medical malpractice. Interesting. Breathtaking views. This train passes by some incredible sights. I'm just happy to be traveling at normal speed. I get nauseous pretty easily. I have to avoid things like roller coasters. I don't mind roller coasters, though I find myself running on the tracks more than I do riding the carts. I'll never understand this friend group. Huh, that's funny. The door is locked tight. We can't go any further. I wonder how Emmy was able to leave then. Good point. When were these doors locked and how long were they locked for? We'll have to keep this in mind. Howdy, partners. Spittoon-free establishment. Visit Coliseum Highway Zone. I thought I told you to leave me alone. I like your hat. Aw, he's blushing. Knuckles, are you blushing? He said leave me alone. Doesn't look like he's used to being complimented. Did you just adjust your hat so we could see it better? I said leave! Can I take your order? Not hungry. Well, if you ever are, you'll let me know, won't you? Sure. Like a butler of sorts, right? Come on, Riley, you're not a butler. Tell him that. Yeah, like a butler. Excellent. Thank you, butler. Dang it! I don't think we have enough evidence yet. Look around a little more first. What more is there? What? Hello? Riley, this is interesting. What is? It's just a few used cups. Sure, but why are there 3? The Knuckles was really thirsty? Riley, this one has lipstick on the rim. That's not Knuckles' color at all. Someone must have been here. We should log this. Think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Knuckles and find out what really happened. Knuckles, Riley and I seem to need to determine what you were doing during the hour the murder took place. I already told you, buzz off. You're not getting anything out of me. Thankfully, we don't need you to say much. What happened here is pretty obvious. It is. We have evidence too. We do? Riley, just take a good look at our inventory. What was distracting Knuckles during the time Sonic was murdered? The game? The arcade machine? Ha. What makes you think I touched it? Oh. Oops. My bad. There we go. This isn't a tough one, Knuckles. Knuckles, you clearly touched the arcade machine because the arcade cabinet is covered in punches. What evidence do you have the damages are punches? What are you all staring at my hands for? Knuckles, you clearly destroyed the arcade machine. But why? I needed a punching bag and none were available to me. Just a sudden urge to punch, huh? I believe repairing the arcade machine will give us our answer. How will you? I'm on it. Riley, distract Knuckles while I fix Super Monkey Ball. Bring it on. Oh. Let's try that again. Ow! The arcade machine is fixed! No, don't look at the scores! Quick, look at the scores! I'm pulling it up now! Okay, what does this tell us? Nothing, obviously. Well, Vector beat you by 1 point. It tells us something massive. Look at the name at the top of the list! It's Vector! He's supposed to be in the library car! Excuse me, sorry. The picture's beginning to be painted here. You competed with Vector to see who could get the highest score. And Vector beat you. And in frustration, you destroyed the arcade cabinet. He's punching the air in frustration. You're guessing. Where's your proof? Where's your evidence? Vector's a common name. Prove to me he was here now. Now, Riley, what proves Vector was here with Knuckles? This? One of them has lipstick, so that could very well be Rouge. No! I thought it was strange there was more than one cup sitting next to you. While you were supposed to be participating in the murder mystery game for Amy's birthday, you and Vector enjoyed some drinks, playing arcade. It's not like... It's not... I wasn't... Don't tell Amy. I think we're on the right track here. It's as you say. Vector popped in at the top of the hour wanting to play the arcade machine with me. We went back and forth trying to figure the game out, but when we did, we competed for the highest score. When he bested me, I destroyed the machine. No proof of his win. I was trying to fix the arcade cabinet before you two came in. Honest. I didn't want to be caught. That's my story. And alibi. I've already told an abridged version of this to Amy. Boy, this friend group has a lot of pride issues. Well, that explains one of the used cups. But what of the cup with the lipstick mark? Rouge was in here too. It's inconsequential, not worth mentioning. She searched around for something but failed, made fun of our game and left. Obnoxious, that one. But you offered her a drink, apparently. Listen, I don't know why she showed up, and I've told you everything that happened before the train sped up. You not satisfied? Will you two relent? I'm understanding the scenario. Vector visited to play games, Rouge couldn't find something and left, then Knuckles destroyed the machine. That all makes sense to me. Thank you for answering so many of our questions. Actually, that's not everything, is it, Knuckles? Huh? I want to step back to something I noticed. One more name on that score. Doesn't make sense. Riley, can you look at it one more time? An odd name on the high score list? What is Tails talking about? Ultim? Because all the other names are food. All the other names have a food thing, but this one... Who here goes by Ultim? You may not know, Riley, but there is someone here who goes by that title. The ultimate life form. Shadow. There's really someone here that goes by that? Nothing sneaks by you, does it, bud? Vector and I were struggling so much with the game, but then Shadow dropped by. So Shadow was here too? He taught us the game and was the first to get his name on the scoreboard. Vector and I then fought to beat Shadow's score. And they're both very annoying. You all immediately had to compete, huh? He gave me this before he left. Shadow told me to lock the door and to not open it for anyone, then he left. When Vector was leaving, I locked the door behind him. Saw no one else after locking the door. That's the honest truth. So when Amy came through here not too long ago, did you open the door for her? Nah, I think she had some sort of key too. That's right, the conductor gave her that special birthday key. Well, I have a lot of questions. What happened in the library to cause Vector to come here? Why is Shadow locking doors, and what was Rouge searching for? I don't know, they didn't tell me. Even though I asked for that cowboy accent. You're gonna have to find them and ask them yourselves. More information than I expected to get here, but seems we can move on. As of right now, I believe your story, Knuckles. We'll know for sure when we confirm things with Vector. Fair enough. The library is the next car. I'll open the lock for you. Give whoever KO'd Sonic a near fall for me, Detective Tails and Butler. I liked it better when he wasn't talking to us. Will do, Sheriff. Come on, Riley. Let's head to the library. On it. This is way more exciting than microwaving chili dogs. Riley, coming. Ready to mosey down to the next car? You got it, partner. Onwards. Oh my god, the Omo Chow doing the hang in there thing. Oh, this stuff's getting hempy. I'll dump what I don't need. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fabulously helpful. Already? Before you go, Espio and I wanted to give you your presents. My presents? You're both too sweet, thank you. Vector, it seems we have more guests. Amy, there you are! Want to join us in finding clues? Flattered, but at the pace you two are going, Sonic's murder will never get found. Oh, she's confident. She must have something up her sleeve. This tip is just too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you. And quick! But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next car is locked. Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has the master key. Right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's a birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye! Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now what are you two doing? Looking mighty suspicious, I say. I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer. And I'm, just making sure things go well. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you've forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean, besides that. Besides murder? My social skills. Non-existent. Mood. I'm Vector the Butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. And I'm Espio the Poet. Ah, poetry! A resonant message from poet to reader meant to challenge our delicate perspective with the most rhythmic of prose. Can I hear some? Sure. Teardrops in the spring. Can you hear me sing? La 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 la, dee 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 dee. Not gonna lie, I wasn't bad for something off the cuff. Was that it? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in the spring. I'm satisfied for now, thanks. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Riley and I are here to establish both of your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened after Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Oh, sure, it's simple. You just explained this to Amy, actually. When we were all sent off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through this library car. Where Amy told me and Espio to stay. I promptly picked a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Vector got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Yep. Where was Rouge? What happened to... We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup at the saloon car. Rouge came over to the library car, seemingly looking for something. And then she went to search the saloon car. She came back shortly after. We heard her shout, "No way!" at the brochure stand over there. But she left back to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. Wonder what she found. She's obviously been on a hunt for something. After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car. Then entered the library car and locked the door behind him. More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car and the saloon car while Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up at Super Monkey Ball. I got so engrossed by the rolling monkey action I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car, again locking the door behind him. Then returned to the lounge car where he was meant to be stationed. When Vector came back, we realized Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up. We were worried about the bookshelves falling on us, but we got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking questions. She said she's the one that told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened. With all these locked doors, it seems Vector or Espio couldn't have left the library car or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We're just gonna peek around and we'll return with any questions. If you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you'd like to be serenaded with a poem, I've got you covered too. Thanks, guys. Their alibi seems solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we are looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. Tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely! Alright. A child hanging precariously from a large tree branch. The text below reads, "Hang in there!" Wow, I really needed to see this. This little child's hanging there, refusing to use his wings to fly safely because choosing the hard way is often the most rewarding. That's beautiful. If this child can stick to his principles and find strength, then I can too. There's no way that was that much thought put into this poster. Right? Woo, but sure. Our travel destination ideas like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh! Riley, look at this! There's a couple maps here! This seems to be a map of the library car. The books are organized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it! Should we take this brochure about a cave too? Look, there's stalactites! Nah, leave it. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Nobody shares my fondness for caves. So many books on the ground. Wish we had time to pick them all up. Sadly, I have no interest in picking up these books. A lot of these were knocked out by the train speeding up. But Rouge pulled a lot of these out searching for something. What reckless behavior! I feel sorry for the poor books. The spines are creasing. They're opening too far. This kid feels empathy for everything. Something's always in the trash can. I hate to say it, but there's nothing here. There'd be something there. Riley, are you sure there was nothing in the trash bin? No, I'm alright. I'm sure there'll be something hidden in the next trash bin we find. You really think so? Yeah. You just gotta stay optimistic. Yeah, okay. These trash bins hide a secret, I'm sure of it. Riley, you're pretty unconventional, but I like that. Was that supposed to be a compliment? A globe of our marvelous planet. I haven't traveled around much. The islands are fun and all, but I'd love to visit some of the countries. There are a lot of fun islands, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops. The food can't be beat either. Sounds perfect for our vacation. The conductor was talking about Spagonia, if you've ever been there. I have, actually. If you're ever visiting, be sure to stop at the university and say hello to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you everything about the area and make one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. The script knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Well, when you're fighting Dr. Eggman, you kinda have to travel at times. Oh, poor thing. That arm is really struggling to cleaning up this car. To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean up all this mess either. Let's just leave it alone to do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best. What's this bright red book? Oh, yuck! This reeks of the evil scientist Dr. Eggman! Yep, this is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. What kind of recipes? Who cares? I wouldn't trust any book he's written. It's weird this is even here. Maybe people just appreciate an omelet? You may not be wrong. Wow! I wish I could stop and look at all these books. But Sonic needs me. No time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. Well, a pig wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through all the book titles excitedly. He's like a kid in a candy shop. Or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some books have fallen out of the floor and everything, but every book on these shelves is in alphabetical order but this one. Mirage Express Manual. It's the user guide to the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. Do you think someone found it on the ground to put it back? Maybe, but it is interesting. Let's make a note of this. And he didn't say anything about... Oh, let's just take a pause and sit for a second. These chairs are very comfy. Soft plush puts me right in the mood to read. Makes me want to take a nap, personally. In fact, maybe I'll rest my eyes a bit. Riley, no, don't fall asleep. There's been a murder, remember? If I had a reason for every time a murder ruined my nap time... How many murders have you been around, my dude? Chaos Cola. Check out our book club. Book of the month, Gone Gal. Just have play on Gone Girl. Okay. What am I missing? Besides that. Shao supposedly walked through the library car before going into the saloon car. When Shadow left the library car, he locked this door on his way out. There's gotta be a reason he's doing this. Should we make note of it? Yeah, I do believe we should. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Vector and Espio to find out what really happened. Let's start with Vector. Did you bring any meat to chop? Maybe a butcher, but they confiscated my meat cleaver before getting on the train. You actually tried to bring a knife on the train? I'm a man of authenticity, Tails. Without a knife, I'm just a chef in a ketchup-stained apron, not a butcher. I think if you had a knife on you, we'd definitely think you were the murderer. But what if I hit the knife? You know, I'm not the biggest fan of this line of thought. Okay, I have to. Oh, yes please, I'm starved. Actually, I'm off duty at the moment. The murder mystery is more important. Then why'd you show the menu to me? Come on, Riley, why would you tease him like that? And here I thought I could trust you. You've made a fool of me. Look, Riley, you've made him a fool. Come on, Riley, smooth this over. No, I'm the fool. Yeah. Smooth these over, but at what cost? So the two of you don't believe us, huh? It's not that I don't trust either of you, but I wouldn't be a proper detective without examining the validity of your alibis. Riley and I are here to confirm two things. Why Vector left to go play games with Knuckles, and if SBO was really reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present any evidence if need. Oh, that's easy. I got bored. What? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seems. Vector enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle. I remembered the arcade machine in the saloon car, so I figured I'd check it out. This seems to line up with the information we gathered from Knuckles. Then that brings our attention to you, SPO. Rouge entered the library car, found something, then left. You said that you immediately started reading, but were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car? Of course he was. Once SBO starts reading, he doesn't stop till he's done. I've seen it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book? SBO doesn't know you that detectives the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read? If you won't talk, I have a hunch on what that book might be. Riley, could you please help me out? Alright, Riley, what book do we think SBO may have been reading? This one. A manual? You think SBO was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have to support this? Whoa! Ow! Well, there were quite a few places I couldn't run on. There are books scattered around the floor, sure, but the remaining books on the shelves were all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone, at the very least, picked up the manual and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, SBO. Hey now, I want you having insulting my pal like this. Calm down, Vector. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies, SBO. A butcher and a poet. Friendship could form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading. The Mirage Express manual. Trains are cool. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Riley, if you don't mind. Could you ask SBO some questions about the manual? Just flip to a page and ask away. Oh, I see. Quiz SBO about the manual to prove he read it. Which page should I quiz him on? Page 14. Okay, what efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms. During events, they can perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up trash and messes afterwards. I remember the conductor saying the train could clean itself. Though I have a feeling the train company just didn't want to hire any janitors. The robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passenger safety. Seems like SBO asked that question. Riley, hit him with another one. Okay. 231. What is the Mirage Express's cancellation policy? No refunds and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the age of 65. Gee, the person who made this rule must have been over 65. Last one, Riley. Let's see if SPO can go for 3. Gotcha. Which pitch should I pick last? 56. What was implemented to support the conductor duties and ease general train obligations? An intelligent data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to ensure the smooth travel for guests. I remember this. The train has an autopilot, but it can't access its full suite capabilities without the conductor present. No. Did I pass your little test? Technically? Totally! It's wild you're able to retain all this information so quickly. A poet's brain is often surprising. I don't know if I'd be bragging about that. You've clearly read the manual. Those answers feel far too specific to be guesses. And you both had the nerve to question my buddy like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read? You have to admit though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does look a bit suspicious, even if true. But he answered all my questions so calmly. That's very impressive. And no, I understand everyone's cautious attitudes. Vector was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth. Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we could... SBO, is that true? Vector was the only one to see you reading. Yes, that's correct. Problem. Frankly, I don't believe that can be true, and we have the evidence to back it up. Riley? He always puts me on the spot. Can't really think. The lack. I mean, Shadow... Didn't you guys just say that Shadow and Rouge went by? Shadow's lock. Please, pray tell, what does this have to do with anything? We're up, Riley. Let's get our argument together. And hope I don't mess it up. Ow. Ow. Whew. These arguments are getting harder and harder. Shadow walked through the library card to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't the high score alone. Trucks are natural gamers. SPO said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector at the saloon car, SPO was fully seated reading his book for a good while at this point. We know Shadow had to walk back to the library car when he left the saloon car. So there's absolutely no way Shadow and SPO didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. I mean, it was simple. I was just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Well, you see, I can sense SPO's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, then at the moment, were you really in the library car at all? But how would SPO leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw SPO in the saloon car. It's a mystery, my dear Riley. One that I would love for SPO to solve. You gotta believe me. My cool demeanor's vanishing. I was so involved in my book I didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library car. Honest. When Vector returned, he even had to tap my shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. I must have avenged my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, SPO. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you return reading, then how did you leave the library car? I didn't... Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's onto something, but I don't see it. Was SPO simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow's return to the library car? What should I do? what happens if I defend Espio. Although, Tails might be onto something. And 3 versus 1 just actually doesn't sound fair. No, I cannot interrupt Tails while he's onto something. I'll let him continue this line of questioning and... Riley, my favorite and beloved... Again, I feel like we're adding some shit. Protect the passengers aboard this train. They must be taken care of. If you fail, the lawsuit would be torturous. I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails! We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another? The map. Alright, now let's get my thoughts in order. Ow. I didn't move quick enough. The library map? Oh, I see! See the exits? They're right across from one another. A straight path. If Shadow walked down a straight path, there's a way Espio and Shadow couldn't have seen one another. Looks like you have to point out where exactly on the map you mean. Where could Espio have been for Shadow to not see him? Interesting. That's where I was sitting reading my book. I can second this. When I returned from the saloon car, Espio was in the same spot. That confirms it then. You see, Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another from this spot. Because the bookcase is in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen Espio or vice versa. That makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return, Espio. There's just no way you would have seen him. I apologize for losing my call back there. I feel like I was grasping by telling the truth. But I'm glad you won't believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most airtight, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all our questions. We did it. Another pair of alibis validated. Too many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened itself out in the end. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are still comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge and especially Shadow. Huh. Seems the door to the car is open. Amy must have kept it open while she passed through earlier. Then that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and Espio. Give 'em heck. And if you need Amy chopped up, say the word. I'll keep my poetry sharp for you both. A murderer is on the loose, while the doors keep getting locked. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tick-tock goes the clock, while our heroes are in the caboose. At this point, I'm pretty feeling confident about our detective's abilities. We're really doing this. Come on, Riley, let's see what's next. Coming. We will. In the next... episode. I'm not even sure if it's actually overriding. There's no "Are you sure?" We'll figure it out when we come to it. We'll head into the next car and talk to Rouge and maybe Blaze in the next episode. Till then, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.